There's three things that are fundamental to the UN Charter: peace, development, and human rights. And over the years, you've seen different secretaries general emphasize different aspects of this based on what the General Assembly has wanted them to do. And all three have been absolutely critical, the three pillars critical to the UN. And so when I think about custodian, I'm thinking about a Secretary General who knows the history of the system, who has that institutional memory, or who has the ability to call upon that institutional memory of how we solve collective problems together in a framework that was designed to avoid war and to maintain peace. Okay, and by the way, human rights to maintain peace, development to maintain peace, right? That's how the institution was created. But at the same time, we have to recognize that the world is different now than it was when this charter was written in the 1940s. So the world is evolved, and so the new Secretary General, the one that the individual who takes over on January 1st, 2027, will have to play a role of architecting what the future looks like, right? One of the things that we've been talking about in this conversation is about this notion of coalitions. The UN operates in many ways around coalitions, but not normally. Normally, it operates around the basis of complete consensus, right? And what I would argue that sometimes that results in is the least objectionable outcome. So when you have to get 193 countries to agree, you will get the agreement around what everybody agrees on. And that's not always going to be the most ambitious thing for the world and for everybody's interest, because there's going to be some who want something less and something different from what others do. So the next Secretary General is going to, I think, have to embrace that history, but at the same time permit and enable coalitions to form so that you have ambitious outcomes. You can have 10, 15, 20 countries come together on something ambitious and let them run with it, rather than saying, no, the UN is about 193, and so everybody has to agree, and therefore you automatically take the ambition down. Right? And that's what I mean by an architect of a new multilateralism, because that's the future that we want to live in, the ambitious one, not the least objectionable one, right? And it means you have to both balance being a custodian of this institution and also helping it architect a future.